Imagine you are sitting high on a hilltop with a 360-degree view of the landscape. Imagine that this is your emotional landscape. What do you see? Is there lush green foliage, high trees, waterfalls, water streams? Perhaps you only see boulders and rocks with a few dirt roads. It might be that you only see a desert-like barrenness. Now, as you look at this landscape, is there anything that you would like to change? Is there anything that you would like to take away? Something that you would like to put into your emotional landscape? Do you feel safe in this environment, in this landscape? To have a safe and secure emotional environment and have emotional safety means that you feel appreciated and valued by those around you. You feel that your opinions and your experiences matter and that you can share it freely and honestly without fear of being ridiculed or being judged. You also know that the feedback that you get from others will be in your best interest and that it will have your emotional wellness at heart. But unfortunately, if you feel emotionally insecure and unsafe, this will make you very insecure and it will make you reactive. And you will then start to process your emotions in a maladaptive way. This you can do by suppressing your emotions, not wanting to feel it, pressing it down, pushing it down, putting a mask on, pretending that you are doing well. Or you can simply try to avoid it by walking away, not engaging in conversation about your emotions, not wanting to talk, being withdrawn and putting up your emotional walls. Or you can try to numb it and simply use things like drugs and alcohol, overeating and oversleeping. Or you can be so busy and keep overloading yourself with activities and with working that you don't have to really process and explore your own emotions. But now, how can we help ourselves to process and explore and express our emotions in an appropriate way? Well, the research has shown that mindfulness is a wonderful method of really looking at your own emotions. And I'm going to walk you through a technique that is very popular in mindfulness. And this will help you to explore your emotions better. Now, it's a 4-step technique that uses the acronym RAIN. And here I always get the image of feeling really hot and flustered and fired up with emotion, and then having the cooling mindfulness technique of RAIN to calm me down. So let's start with the first letter, and that is R. And this stands for recognize. So yes, you have to recognize your emotions and be able to name it. Go into a dialogue with your emotion. Ask, what is the name of this feeling? What is this feeling called? Because as you become more specific in what you feel, you will obviously have a better understanding of your own emotions. Now, sometimes we might have a combination of emotions. You might feel anger and embarrassment. So try to identify the most relevant or the main emotions that you are feeling. Then you can accept your feelings, or you can acknowledge your feelings. Now, here I would like to use the image of seeing your feelings as house guests. Some of them might come unexpectedly and uninvited, but still, open the door, usher them in, join them in conversation. You can even go so far as to really talk to your emotion. Good morning, anger. How are you, sadness? By doing this and really acknowledging your feelings, this will give you more choices of which emotions do you want to stay longer and which ones are you going to boot out by the front door. Because that is what feelings are. They're fleeting. They're not permanent. They're not static. They're like people coming and going. Have you ever sat in the foyer of a hotel or a guest house and see that the guests are coming in, they're booking into their rooms, others might be checking out? The same with your emotions. So try to keep that image in your mind when you're feeling overwhelmed with emotion. Know that this feeling will not be with you forever. Then you can go a step further and investigate your feelings. Really try to look at your feelings with interest and curiosity. The same as you would sit and do people watching. Try and think to yourself, where does this emotion come from? And how long has it been here? Also try to find where in your body is this feelings and emotions manifesting. Because for every emotion we feel, we have a body part or somewhere in our body where we can actually feel these feelings. So yes, try to identify, where am I feeling this? It might be that you have a throbbing headache because you're angry, or some people say that their throat muscles feel very stiff. It's as if they really have trouble to swallow. This can be a sign of sadness, of grief. You can place your hand on wherever body part you feel the hurt or the tension. This will also give you a chance to really be gentle and tender with yourself and to have compassion for your own feelings. Then the last one in RAIN is N, which stands for non-identify. And with this we mean that you do not become enmeshed or embroiled in your emotion. You are still you. Your sense of self is not being influenced or swept away by emotion. You don't have to become the feeling. You are still you. You don't have to over-identify, and you also don't have to judge yourself for your feelings. Because just because you're feeling anger or jealousy or bewilderment or go into a rage, that doesn't make you a bad person. That only makes you a normal human being. Another very quick and very easy technique that I would like to tell you about is the self-compassion pause. Now this is really helpful for when you feel overstressed, overwhelmed, overworked. Find a quiet place where you can just have a few minutes by yourself. Quiet yourself by sitting down, or even if you have to stand up. Just place your hand on your heart. And just ground yourself with your deep breathing and by placing your hand on your heart or on your chest area. You can even hug yourself if that feels comfortable. Now, as you use your breath as your anchor, and you anchor yourself and your breath, I want you to really connect with yourself and with what you're feeling and acknowledge that you are suffering. I find this difficult. I find this situation painful. I'm struggling to cope with this situation. And then offer yourself some phrases of compassion. You can again hug yourself or remember to ground yourself with your touch. May I regard myself with compassion. May I find love and kindness for myself. May I accept this situation for what it is. And the more you do this throughout your day, wherever you can, you will find that this really calms you down. And this gives you a better appreciation of your own feelings, of your own struggles. And this will teach you to really have more compassion for yourself. I have linked the emotional wellness questionnaire and a very short emotional safety assessment in the link below. So use it, fill it in, and really try to engage with your own feelings and try to have a look and spend some time in your emotional landscape. And until we chat again, please keep safe and keep well.